Tyrann, how do you feel playing in your first Super Bowl, especially with Kansas City Chiefs?
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. Obviously, it's going to be a big challenge for us. Great opportunity. So proud, for the people of Kansas City. So proud for the Hunt family that, really we was able to do that for them.
You all were able to meet the challenge with Derrick Henry. How did it feel knowing in this type of ball that you all going up against him? He was running with full head of steam.
I thought all week, our coaches gave us the proper information. I don't think it was anything, extra we needed to do defensively. It's just more so about doing your job, understanding that, one of us are going to have to make the tackle, and the rest of us just have to rally to the ball. So I thought we did a good job of that for the most part in the run game.
What has Steve Spagnuolo brought to this defense that maybe
maybe a little bit of faith, a little bit of believing in yourself. He's a detailed coach. He's always challenging us, especially myself. I can remember a couple instances this year, where I came off a big game, and, he called me into the office, and, he had this list of things I could do better. You know what I mean? And so that's the kind of things you want, from a football coach. You want them to challenge you. You want them to test you. I think he does a great job of that, and I think he also knows just what to say.
Tyrann, I think you also have a lot of admiration for Andy. I wonder what it feels like to you to help him get back to the Super Bowl and the meaning of that going forward to try to win it.
Yeah, I'm so happy for Coach Reed. I say it all the time. You think about his coaching tree. A lot of guys that he's made head coaches. A lot of guys that he's really given opportunities to, especially minorities. You think about the players, that have come up under him, Hall of Fame caliber. I think he's a great coach. I think he's all about his players. I think he's all about team. But most importantly, he allows us to be ourselves, right? Like, he's not restricting us from our personalities. And I think that has a lot to do with, us fighting through adversity, us believing in ourselves, us committing to each other week in and week out.
I've been playing for a few other coaches. How unusual is that?
I mean, I probably say in this league it's really unusual. I really hate to compare people because I don't like being compared. But he reminds me a lot of Bruce Arians. Very straightforward, very honest. And once again, he's all about the locker room, right? He wants us feeling good. He wants us to have this swag, this attitude. I think most importantly, he wants us to prepare the right way. I could just go back to training camp and, I've been with 3 teams now, and that's probably one of the hardest training camps I've been through as a professional athlete. So to kind of have that perspective from your head coach, a guy that's constantly pushing you, trying to get you better, but also he's allowing you to be yourself. I think it does nothing but positive for the team.
What was it like the mid-season magic carpet ride that the defense made to make this happen?
Well, we always knew it was going to be a process. Obviously, we would have liked to start clicking a lot earlier, but ultimately we understood what kind of guys we had in our room, the kind of coaches we had, and then it just came down to us believing in the system, believing in the scheme. And I think we did that at the right time. We got hot at the right time. And so we got one more game to go out there and kind of, finish proving our point that we aren't the same defense, from past.
Given what he had to go through this week, First Jones specifically, what did he show you?
I told him after the game, how much I appreciate him. I know a lot of people may look at football players and obviously they see gladiators, right? Guys that can, fight through injuries and, fight through mental issues. I was more impressed with him just committing himself to us. And it all brings me back to him showing up for training camp, right? He could have probably held out the entire camp. So I think that says a lot about him, as a person, as a man. And obviously, anytime he's on the field, he's one of the better, interior guys in the league.
Couple more.
Tyrann, you've been preaching championship swagger. And with a defense that didn't have an identity at the beginning of the season to now, would you say that you guys have that swagger?
Well, we got one more game to go out there and, play with some swagger. That's what I was telling our guys. I let them guys have fun. I'm kind of like the older guy in the room, making sure they don't get too loud. We got one more game. We got to finish the job. because if we don't show up next week, it'll be the same narrative. So, or 2 weeks, it'll be the same narrative. So, my job here is to finish the job.
So how long are you going to give them to be able to celebrate?
Probably a day. And then once we regroup tomorrow, team meeting, hopefully they can forget about it because we don't play the Titans no more.
Tyrann,
Last question.
Brett told us in the locker room that he wanted to bring you along to the Chiefs because you were a leader. What does it feel like taking on such a big responsibility and essentially being successful in that role so far?
Yeah, I don't really look at it as pressure. For some people, it may be pressure. I'm very grateful, very fortunate to be around a group of men that really believe in me and my abilities. You could probably see that from just the type of plays Spags call, right? He just expects me to make a play. So I think anytime you're around people that really believe in you, they believe in what you could do, what you could bring, I think it's always going to be a positive effect, especially for me personally. I like to be around people that believe we can do something. So, hats off to this organization. They've been real with me since day one. These fans have been, real to me since day one, and I'm more so happy for them. It's been 50 years. We collected a lot of rent money today for the last 50 years, and so I'm happy for the people of Kansas City.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.